Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to the first impressions of the Tunguska. Usually I am a little bit allergic to high tier gameplay. There are certain exceptions, amongst them is obviously the Italian top tier SBA, the OTOMATIC, that set PRK to S6, which is the topic of today's video, or today's first impressions rather, to be a bit more precise. Again, this is not a review, this is just a first impressions. Yeah, it is also there at the level of enjoyable fun and kind of creating some giggling. It also got a talisman, and you can be sure that I will play this a bit more, and not just as a backup for the TATU, but rather a first strike vehicle. The first games that I played at home with my old PC, with my old setup, that were really decent, and this is where the majority of footage will come from, so a little bit of a lower quality. I'm not quite sure if you can see it on YouTube, or if you realize it, or if you would have realized it if I would not have mentioned it. And I might have one or two worthy scenes that I will implement from this setup where you can see it here. Let's briefly talk about the selling point of it and why it has a battle rating of 10.0. So, the Russian ZPRK-2S6 has 4 30mm 2A38 automatic cannons, overall 1936 rounds with a rate of fire of 2000 shots per minute. You can run through your ammunition in probably 15 seconds, but don't worry, you have 8 ground-to-air missiles, and those are the AAM-9M311. Worthy of showing are a few things, because you might not want to believe them. First of all, here, at least on the stat card, we have 8 kilometers of range, a very, very high maximum speed on the trajectory of 910 meters per second, so faster than any ATGM that I'm aware of, and 41 millimeters of penetration. So this is a high explosive warhead, no heat warhead, and I think, from rewatching some of the footage, I have not looked it up, it has a proximity fuse versus aircraft and helicopters, which makes it really cool. So then the 30mm, the default belt has 64 millimeters of penetration, and then the AG and the APT belt just vary in their ratio of high explosives versus armor piercing shells, but they cost 12,000 silver lines per belt, and that is too expensive for me, so I stick to the stock belt anyway. It is also the very best for any given situation, because if I would use this, then there wouldn't be any aircraft. If I would use this, then there are any infantry fighting vehicles or broadside main battle tanks to shoot up. So no high penetration belt in this sense, no APDS round. And the stock belt, in my opinion, is good enough. With that intense rate of fire, yeah, save yourself the 12,000. The vehicle itself, 8,000 silver lines repair cost. And then the air-to-air or ATGMs, anti-tank guided missiles, as they are called here, I don't know, they are for free. So this is not a silver line dump, or where you can just waste your silver lines, aside from, you know, the research price, 390,000 RP, and also the purchase price, getting it into a crew, and the expert qualification. That is expensive. Yes, so I think without further ado, let's see what this beast can do, and how in some situations you can use the new radar mechanics, of which I think that they are a rather nice compromise. One final word before we go into the battle. Usually I bash on Gaijin quite a lot with their design decisions, with the stuff that they don't, do quality control on, etc. But I think this one, how they implemented it, it's good. I think it is a sorry state of War Thunder that you have to say that it doesn't feel broken in any way, and it works properly as intended, as advertised, if you will. So without further ado, finally, let's get into some gameplay. So now let's go through some of the scenes and I want to explain them to you. So as an ambush predator, as seeing a chance, this vehicle is devastating, and obviously with that high rate of fire, with that many AP rounds, you just saw clean through an enemy tank, but they also can easily destroy you with even a 50 cal, because you only have, count them, 8 millimeters of armor. And yep, that's not enough to even stop a 50 cal. However, sometimes you have to jump on an enemy tank and you can disable, for instance on the German Leopards, their cannon barrels, and they don't have 50 cal, so clear advantage here to the Americans, or tanks that have American 50 cals on them. And that was now a nice clean kill on a Leopard 2A5, hitting the gun barrel, splashing down and killing the tank like this. Helping here an ally, and yep, first missile, second missile, let's sacrifice a third one, let's aim directly under the gun barrel, and we hit then the gun mantlet and splash him that way. Obviously, if you then face other lightly armored stuff, there is just no escape. You have such a high rate of fire. Just keep the trigger pulled for a few seconds. Then we can see for the 3 kills and the 1 enemy kill assist, 17.5k silver lines, and it's all profit, and that is a big plus point. You don't make huge amounts of silver lines, but the ones that you make, if you say it as if you do as I say, taking the default belt, well, you just can keep the silver lines that you earn, maybe to buffer a little bit the repair cost of the high battle rating main battle tanks. Here you can see the radar is actually turned off, and oops, yeah, there is the blinding effect, and thanks to my experience I managed to get him down through the smoke of the missile. Let's look at this in slower motion. There you can see that you can't see anything, so launching the missiles to the side would probably be better. Here I was lucky that I saw it, and that looked like a direct hit. So that was really, really satisfying, and that is really cool, I have to say it. Those missiles, because they are not like 9,000 millimeters of penetration, they are 41 millimeter HE shots. And if you catch them a broadside enemy, like an XM1, you can easily kill them. And that is really satisfying. Here I then got 20,000 silver lines and a good progress thanks to the talisman, which I really think the tank is worth. Then this was again a battle, I think this was the first battle. This might have been the first battle, and I'll show you this from the very start, because you can see on the radar on the left side, and now you probably can hear it, there is a helicopter. But I don't have this gray box that gives his position away. Here a little bit of a spoiler, he got very low very early on. There is also the green marker that I try to follow, but I more follow here my ears and, you know, the surround, the direction from where the sound is coming from. And yes, I'm driving into the direction here of the enemy helicopter. And I'm really keen on getting this guy. I'm just like, okay, you are mine. And this is one of the big advantages. With the old system, with the automatic, he probably would already be dead. I would just shoot so many proximity fuse HE moms through the trees that even going low wouldn't save him. But I just can't see him. I have to admit it, I didn't see him. Did you see him in this clip? I just didn't. I thought to myself, is he really that low? Or is he just way above me? I don't know. And yeah, it looks a little bit silly on the minimap, going towards the enemy and then turning around, hunting one of those pesky helicopters again. And yeah. Come on, where are you? This is now not cut, this is real-time footage. Yeah, I was really confused. Where is he? Now you can see that also your commander's view is kind of not that great. There he is, and before I can get any sort of radar lock on, again, very first battle, he gets killed by another Tunguska that was closer and was faster with the trigger. Okay, and then I was pretty lucky probably that I hunted or tried to hunt down this helicopter. Again, sorry. Again, uncut scene. Again, scene. Again. You know, this is how fast my brain is and how slow my mouth is. Should probably be the other way around as a YouTuber. Oh, you don't say. Sorry about this. Yeah, I'm really not in a bad mood today. So there I just used the high rate of fire to saw down the bushes and trees and to probably spot here the enemy. The TATB used this to kill him. Now he got killed. I saw here then the blast from the gun. And yep, there he is. And we disabled also the cannon barrel with that high rate of fire. And thanks to the fact that German tanks don't have a 50 cal, yeah, I was not killed in the process. So, okay. Now there is another radar signal, but I'm more interested in getting the hell out of there. And there you see another point that I really love about the Tunguska. The reverse speed. It goes phenomenally fast backwards. I managed so far in the few tests that I did to get it to minus 50 kilometers per hour once. Yeah. So now I try to spot the dot, and there are the markers. This is the first battle that I played in it, so I had no idea what was going on. I was testing this out in battle, and yeah, there we get now in just a moment the lock on. There we are, and then it's auto tracking it, like in World of Warships, like in probably World of Tanks. There is the missile going in, and that was a proximity fuse hit. Okay, that looked like some of the hits and kills that I did with the automatic. Not a direct hit, and yeah, that is high tier. Somebody kills you from somewhere. There is a ATGM or an APDS, APFSDS, Heat FS coming. Here, this is an ambush kill. I heard the tank moving around, and yep, weak side armor on those tanks. I got quite a significant amount of kills that way. And there you can see you can retract the radar antenna, which improves in many ways your survivability. There is nothing moving, but when you need it, the radar, look, there is no dot. Now there is the dot, and I look up. I knew that he was there, and I just tried here. With the missile, again, I see nothing, but I keep it on point, and we get a direct hit on the Bow 105 CB2. Good stuff right there. But then there are also the limitations of the tank, which are that you have, again, no armor, and when somebody angles, whereas it doesn't really matter if somebody angles against you, you still can punch through the weak side armor of tanks with the APFSDS from the OTOMATIC. With your 64 millimeters of penetration, you are just stretching the limits of penetration for those 30 millimeters. Again, no APDS rounds for it. Maybe Gaijin will find some new secret freshly printed documents which are completely 100% historical accurate, comrade. And yeah, here you can see I maximum disabled him, and I tried out here some of the missiles. And then I remembered, well, actually I should shoot the weak side armor, right, with the HE splash. But then it was too late before I could do anything about it. Somebody camped very, very well, which is just the thing at high tier. Yeah, a little bit of sarcasm. Sorry about this. The next thing is just the overall thing that happened to me very often when I tried to get some footage for this tank. And that was that we were just right at the start overrun by enemy Leopard spam. There is a Leopard 2A4 going through our lines. I try to hunt him down. As long as he is not aware of me, that's good. Now I activate the radar, and I heard already the helicopter, and I turn around and I thought to myself, should I finish here the Leo first? But no, I get a what seems like a direct hit on the Alouette 2, and now I try to kill here this Leopard, and quickly we disable him. Transmission, engine, horizontal turret drive, and then from the rear, exactly my gunner gets knocked out. Oh boy, that's not good. Yeah, 2a5 behind me, and he thinks that I'm knocked out. Then I find the gap between the tracks of the Leo 2a4, and before I could turn the turret around, just before, he just waited for target practice here for the bullseye shot. Beautiful. So ammunition knockout and also crew knockout. So those are now my first impressions on the Tunguska, and I think that for a change, Gaijin, in my opinion, for the first impressions at least, has found here a nice balance between gaming fun, economy, and also then the usefulness in battle, as well as giving, in my opinion, a fair compromise for aircraft and also helicopters and the SPA. So this is not like a ruffle stomp with the automatic in the last patch, but it is definitely something that you have to watch out for. A good player is an absolute monster in this vehicle. A bad player just doesn't hear the helicopters flying around, just puts himself in a bad situation where he gets easily killed even by machine gun spam, artillery strike, and one-shot APFSDS straight to the face. And so I think that this is a skill-based vehicle. It amplifies the skill of the player with its capabilities, and this is precisely what I love about a vehicle in War Thunder, that it's down to the player to make it work. And if you are in an unlucky situation, if you don't play good, and if you just run into multiple enemies, you will die, which is a little bit of a difference compared to how the automatic sometimes plays out. That's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give the video a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. Don't forget to let me know what you think about this vehicle and the radar changes in the comment section. And we'll see each other on the ways, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.